Alrighty, so let's get into this review for Friday. All right, and I also want to give you guys another psychology lesson in this video because last week, as I said on Twitter, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all red, but Friday I was green and literally made back all of my losses, all the previous losses. And as I said, I would not have been able to do this if my psychology was not on point. People want to try to downplay it. People want to try to downplay psychology, say it's not that important. Bullshit. If my psychology was not at the point that it is right now, you know what would have happened? Last week when I was having these terrible conditions, which is a part of trading, but I mean, just this week, the vast majority of this week, except for Friday, my setups, like nothing. It just was because I'm more of a reversal trader. All right, more of a reversal trader. And for the most part this week, as I'm sure a lot of you understand if you trade Forex, it's been more of a trending environment, which isn't really my environment for my strategy specifically. But that's just where we've been this week. And as a result, like I see my setup though, I execute. That's how I operate. All right, no matter what. I see my trigger, I'm in. All right. But of course, for the most part this week, nothing was there. Nothing, like no follow through, day after day, L after L. It's just like nothing it was sticking, right? And you give somebody, right? And this is why I always say because I have several models on this YouTube channel that I've taught, several strategies on this YouTube channel, but you got to do the work of testing those strategies, of using the strategies. Like if I was to have somebody come in, right? Like let's say somebody joined my free Discord chat, which will be a link in the video description. Let's say somebody joined my free Discord chat, right? And then they come in with the intention of following me. They come in with the intention of, okay, Mike's a successful trader, so if I can just follow his trades, if I can just mimic him, then I'm going to be a successful trader. I could just ride his coattails. And this is where you'll get fucked up. Part of my language, but that's where you're going to get fucked up, is because this, with every strategy, is going to have these periods of losing streaks, of drawdown. Okay. And you know what's going to happen when you have somebody that comes in and then they try to follow me? They try to do exactly as I do. They'll take every single trade I take that I post in chat, because I do post all my trades in chat, not for you to follow, but to learn. After I post my trade, they're just going to follow me and they're going to keep doing this. But you know what's going to happen? They're going to be hit with these L's. The same L's that I'm getting hit with, they're going to be hit with the same L's because they're following me. They're trying to mimic me. That's going to happen, right? Absolutely. And it's going to one after another, one after another, one after another, one after another. And they're going to be like, holy fucking shit, man. My count is dwindling. My count, they're going to start sweating. You know why they're going to start sweating? Because they haven't done the work of testing the strategy. They don't have the experience factor. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And then they come in and then they try to mimic me, and oh boy, that's where they get in trouble. That's where they're going to get in trouble, because you're not fit to handle those losing streaks, those drawdowns like I am. I've done the work. This ain't my first rodeo. I've been around the block a long time. There ain't a damn thing the market can throw at me that I have not seen, that I have not been prepared for, that I have not encountered. That's why I can do this. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all those days, like I did not break a single sweat. I did not break a single fucking sweat, because I understand. I have a long-term perspective. I trust my strategy. I trust myself, and I know what the long-term result's going to be. I know I'm coming out on top. I'm going to win long-term. I don't give a damn about the short-term results. I don't give a damn about the day in front of me, the day after that. I do not care, because I understand if I execute, I'm coming out on top. But the beginner, the novice that is coming in trying to follow me doesn't have that mindset. They have the mindset of quick riches. They have the mindset of following alerts. And when you have a flimsy mindset like that, a fragile mindset like that, one little losing streak, not even a big one, one little losing streak, because I've had worse market conditions than that. Even just one like that, they'll break And you know what? I mean, by day 3, it's like, oh fuck, oh, you know, where back to YouTube, 90 or type in 99% win rate strategy again, right? Look for that new next holy grail. That's why following alerts doesn't work, and that's why psychology is so important, right? And anybody who tells you that psychology is not important clearly doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about, because that's a perfect example of it. A perfect example of psychology at play. And again, you develop that psychology with a few things. And I've talked about this and I recommend everybody watch the psychology playlist on my channel. I talk about this stuff. But data collection, journaling, meditation, experience, and trading small, of course. But experience is the big one. And I've said this, even if you do like the data collection, you do the journaling, your meditation, and I'm sure some of you, it's a small minority that's actually done that, but even the small minority that have done that, you'll probably find it's like my problem's not totally cured. Like I'm still hesitating some. I'm still having these emotions. Yeah, you're a human being, and guess what? You're still new. If you're in a brand new strategy, even with that data collection, even with doing all that, even with trading small, doing all this stuff, it's still new to you. The reason another big reason why I'm able to execute like I execute is because I have that experience factor, as I was talking about in the previous video that I made. I have that. I've been doing this shit for so long. There's nothing the market can throw at me. Like that's like even last week, that's child's play compared to what I've experienced before. That is fucking child's play. Nothing, because it's nothing. It's not unfamiliar territory to me. I've been there before. And I've handled it before. And because I've handled it before, I'm able to handle it again with confidence going forward, because I know what the result's going to be. I just have to keep fucking executing. I have that long-term perspective in mind. And again, that's why people that follow, they're not going to, if you try to follow alerts, you're not going to succeed for that reason, guys. Okay? So you got to develop it. Now, so rant over, and I want to talk about some of the price action now. That wraps up the psychology part of things. But now let's get into the price action, and let's talk about some of the setups that we had on Friday here, right? So London really wasn't the most impressive on Friday. Again, New York was where we got a little bit better stuff. But let's talk about London first. So let's talk about Euro USD, and let's talk about what we had here, all right? So my bias, I had a long setup in London on Euro USD, and then I had a short setup in New York session. But my main bias coming into the day was bullish on Euro USD. And I'll tell you why my bias is bullish on Euro USD coming to the day. For starters, we look at the higher time frame chart here. Each candle tells you a story. In the higher time frame, this told me everything that I needed to know coming into the day. What do I mean by that? Well, for starters, we want to look at previous day's price action. Look at that strong expansion that you saw on Thursday. How's that important? Well, look at how it expanded. Look how we had that conviction, that strength, that close above the previous day's range. It displaced above those highs. It displaced above these highs with conviction, with strength. Yes, it's in a premium marketplace, but conviction, and there's no swing point put in. It's in that upswing currently. It's bullish market structure. It's not showing any indications that it does want to move lower. So my advice, listen to price, guys. Listen to price. Listen to the indications that it's giving you. But there's another key detail here. That's number one. It's just like the price action. Listen to previous day's range, the previous day's price action. But also coming into Friday, we had that draw intact. What draw? Well, we have previous day's highs intact. Whenever price is operating in a bullish market structure, its objective is to continuously run out previous day's highs liquidity. That is a very, very, very strong draw. But also that's Asian session highs, of course. So it's the same level. It's a very strong draw. I have that liquidity intact coming into a brand new day. That's powerful. That is a very key detail there that you need to be very aware of. Okay? That liquidity is still there in price. That's everything price does revolves around liquidity. It's going to seek that. Remember, we're bullish market structure. Strong expansion yesterday. That liquidity is still there coming into London. Okay? And then immediately, we're selling off here. We're selling off. And what are we doing when we're selling off like this? We've already taken out Asian session lows. Look right here. This is where Asian session begins. Look right there. That's where it begins. And then you can see we put in the high. We're selling off. And we put in the lows down here. So we swept Asian session lows and this move lower right here. That liquidity is done with. It's taken care of, done with. And at the same time, we are coming down into a higher time frame imbalance right here. See this big purple shaded area? That's a higher time frame 4-hour imbalance, which I'll refresh your memory with right now. That's support. It's a draw. It's a magnet. It's pulling price to it beforehand because it's an area that was not efficiently delivered. But because now we've coming down to the area, it serves as support. So another thing to note though is this is, and it never did pull back into a discount marketplace on Friday. Okay? Because what we were looking at first things first here is we take our Fibonacci from this low to this high. You measure that price range, it is still in a premium. It's above 50% equilibrium, meaning it's an expensive marketplace, right? So we have that. It's something that we were aware of. I was fully aware of that it wasn't a premium. It was considered an expensive marketplace, but considering the liquidity that's been taken, considering the higher time frame imbalance, considering that we have previous days highs intact, I understand that it likely is going to want to draw to this level right here. Okay. So what happens is we sell off, we take out the liquidity and kind of just, it gives my confirmation right here. Okay. And you can see it pushes up. It gives a strong close. It gives not a very big one, but it does give the fair value gap confirmation in there as well. So we have all this stuff happen. And at that point, it's confirmed buy setup. And I'm looking for price to have that push up. But what happens? It chops. And I didn't actually get stopped out on this push lower because of my 10 pip rule. Whenever my entry to that swing point is less than 10 pips, I have to add some beneath it to account for, or to give 10 pips to account for the spread, but just really just to give it some wiggle room in general. So basically this thing just went to consolidation for London and I had to bail for a paper cut loss. It just wasn't doing it. And then I have to bail by 8 o'clock as per my rules. If I'm executing a trade in London on the 5-minute chart, I have to bail by 8 o'clock as per my rules. And also, of course, we had 8:30 high impact news. Okay. So yeah, I ain't some fucking degenerate. I'm not going to hold through news. Okay. What happens? Well, we have the news that happens and it ramps up and it takes out this buy side right here. Okay. And so we're taking out that buy side because the news is a prime time for manipulation. And at times, whenever we have that manipulation or whenever we have that news, that high impact news at 8:30 in New York, there are those times where, you know, London just won't have the best price action because it'll save that manipulation move that it would be having during London, that Judas swing that it would be having during London. It'll save it for New York session on days where there's high impact news. So we see that news drive this thing higher, which is manipulation, higher to take out this high. Now we're taking out that key liquidity pool that I was just talking about. You remember a second ago how I was saying that's going to be served as a draw. It's a powerful draw, previous day's highs, Asian session highs. It was intact all throughout London session. And then news at 8:30 took care of it because that's the manipulation move. It wants to take out this high right here. It pushes up. And while we're taking out this high right here, while we're taking out that buy side right here, remember, what is it still in when it's doing this? It never pulled back into a discount marketplace on the higher time frame either. It's still in a premium. It's still in an expensive marketplace. And now we're in a premium. We're in an expensive marketplace, taking out significant. Did I mention significant buy side right here that is taken out? All right. Excuse me. So now that we're taking out that buy side, right? What am I looking for now? We're still in a premium. We have that liquidity taken, and everything price revolves around is taking liquidity. So that liquidity's done with. Premium. New York. Is New York likely to have another leg up higher here now? Being that as it's only on a premium. Remember, it's taking significant buy side. So is it likely to keep moving higher here? And another thing here is it had that push up into that 80 institutional price level. Major market reversals tend to occur around institutional price levels. If you're not sure what an institutional price level is, search my channel for institutional price levels. Heck, I'll even leave a link in the video description for the video that I made on institutional price levels. They're very powerful price points. So we have this thing come up, take out this buy side. It tests an 80 institutional price level, major resistance, premium marketplace. It has an immediate rejection. Cool. Comes down. We put in a short-term low right here. See how it gives that strong close, that conviction beneath that short-term low? That of course, that's bearish, but it's not. I still need my imbalance. I still need my fair value gap in here because that's not enough yet. I need that imbalance. Look right here. That's where we get that move lower, that displacement lower, and it leaves behind this fair value gap imbalance. At that point, confirmed. Bearish. And I'm looking for this thing to sell off to take out this low that it made during the news. Okay, low day. And you can see it did have a decent sell-off. I made money on the play, but it didn't hit my full objective. And of course, I'm not holding through the weekend. I don't even hold past, even on days like when we're not going into the weekend, I don't hold past New York close, which is 5 o'clock. So, yep, that was the case. So guys, that was the setup. It was clean and I made some money on it. And again, the one in London, that was just a small paper cut L. But overall, I was green on Euro USD on Friday. Now, I had an L on GBP USD. Okay, but then I had a green trade in New York. All right, so I had so like what GBP USD was doing first things, it was pushing up, right? And this thing's overall very bullish. It's been bullish all week. I mean, look at this thing. This is what I mean, guys. Like, this is why I was red after, like, day after day this week. It's because I'm a reversal trader. Okay, I look for price to revert to its mean. I look for it to seek liquidity, like the respect its liquidity pools, have those reversals. And then, of course, I combine market structure with that to time it. But this week, I mean, look at this thing. Now, this isn't the typical environment. And this is why I'm not concerned. Like, when I have these losing streaks like this, yes, I trust my data, all that stuff. But I understand, like, the vast majority of the time, price is not in this environment that it was in last week where it's ripping up like this. Trend traders are loving it. Like, trend traders love this shit. They're fucking banking this. They probably banked last week, right? If you're a trend trader, you probably loved it. But the thing is, and it's not in that environment the vast majority of the time. It's not. It's just not in that environment. So whenever it is, if you're a trend trader, like, you can make money as a trend trader. Like, when I say it's not in that environment the vast majority of the time, don't confuse what I'm saying, like, as you can't make money. Trend trading is a different type of deal. With if you're a trend trader, then you'll take a lot more losses than I'll take. Okay, you'll take a lot of little small loss, but when you do catch a trend like this, it makes up for those small losses. So, like, last week, if you're a trend trader, you probably fucking banked. You probably banked, like, just riding this thing up. But the thing is with Forex is it's not in that environment the vast majority of the time. It's just not. And, like, I like low hanging objectives. I like taking singles. Okay. So I had price, like, ripping up all throughout the week, not respecting its liquidity pools, just going ballistic. But it's not the typical environment. But that's a big reason why, like, last week, I wasn't able to, like, for the most of the week, I was not doing too well, right? Or I'll say my strategy just was not performing that well because it was in this environment. And there's nothing I can do about that. It's just sometimes price is in that environment. But what price ended up doing is it was ramping up throughout London. There was no type of significant liquidity run to the downside, again, because it's in a strong trend environment. It's ripping up and it takes out this high right here. Guys, that is a huge liquidity pool that it's taken out. That is a massive liquidity pool right there. Look at that daily buy side, weekly buy side, huge, huge, huge level. All right. And price is pushing up here. Okay. Let's find midnight. Look, it's pushing up. Now, one thing about GBP, which is a minus in regards to having a short play, because this was a short in London that I had, is it did take out Asian session lows. It doesn't mean I can't get a short set up even when it does that, but it's not ideal. Whenever I have a short, I do prefer to not take out Asian session lows liquidity, but it's pushing up. It's taking out that it's pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. And we take out that big buy side liquidity pool, all right, right here. This is where it actually took it out. You see this? We pushed up right here. It's making new highs and it takes out that higher time frame daily buy side. Look, then it moves lower right here. This is where I have my eyes on. Now, I'm not just saying this because it didn't follow through, but I really wasn't a big fan of this. Like, it's just not the biggest displacement, as you can see. It's just really not. But it had the signatures, so I have to follow the rules and execute. So I had the imbalance. I had the strong close. We need the short-term low right here. So I got short. It ripped up on me. That was the case. Again, it's just in a strong trend environment. The market's not in that environment the vast majority of the time. But that's kind of been a similar theme this week, is stuff like that. Like, it'll have my confirmation, right? But then it'll fucking rip it to the moon because it's not respecting its key liquidity pools. Most times it does. It's just not right now, right? This week at least. Or the last week. So then it ended up pushing up. I did take a full L on that one. And it ripped up, and we come into New York, we have the news and all that. The news just pushes this thing into a deeper premium. And now it's already taken out significant daily buy side liquidity, and now we're coming up into an 80 institutional price level, which is right here. That's resistance. Major market reversals tend to occur at institutional price levels. The thing, like, this thing's in a deep premium. Now we're in New York. The news is having that push up. We understand a lot of times that first push from news is a fake run. It's pushed this thing in just a deeper premium now. And now I have this fair value gap confirmation right here. I still don't have a crack of a short-term low. I need that as well. Look right here. Short-term low closes beneath it. I have a confirmed short setup at my disposal now. And it does have a decent sell-off. I did make money on it, but it didn't hit my full objective, which was down here to take out these lows. But I made some money on the play. But I was overall red on GBP USD on Friday because of that setup in London. But that's just on GBP USD. All right. So now ICT USD. In New York, this thing, it pushed up into a deep premium. And we also had a few other key details I want you to note in here on ICT USD. We had relative equal lows down below. It never took Asian session lows this morning in London. It was immediately pushing up. These are very key details because I have that liquidity still intact. And this thing's ripping up. It's in a deep premium. As you can see, it's just pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. And it has taken out significant buy side. Last week, same deal, strong trend environment. But it came up, it took a buy side right here, look right here, higher time frame buy side right there as well. Significant, significant, significant. Did I mention significant? Because it is significant liquidity taken still. Now, it just barely missed this level. And as I was talking with my mentees on Friday, yes, it would have been better if it took out this level right here. Absolutely. And then it had the institutional 20 level up there as well. Absolutely would have been better if it took that. So then, like, some people may see this, right? And they'll be like, okay, Mike, well, were you concerned like that it's starting to find its top like right before that level? Wouldn't you just want to hold off? No, I executed and I made very clear that I was still going to execute it because I'm dealing with what's in front of me right now, not with what I think. All right, play what you see, not what you think. I got that level. It would have been better if it took it, but it's still in a premium. It still took out significant buy side, and it's having a change in trend in the premium marketplace with significant sell side down below untapped. So I have this push lower. I have this imbalance right here. It comes down, boom, but I still need the crack. I still need that close of a short-term low. It does it right here, and then I have a confirmed short setup at my disposal. Once it sees that close beneath that short-term low, and then I look for it to seek this opposing sell side down below. This one played out perfectly, and it just crumbled real nicely, as you can see, and ended up taking out that low for me. See that? Just a classic, really good fall through reversal play. That's what I like. That's my bread and butter. I like, again, guys, I'm a reversal type of trader. All right, I like to see price revert to its mean. All right. All right, so now we got USD CAD. I had two winners on this on Friday. I had a nice play on London, and then I had a nice play in New York as well on this thing. Both were banger plays, really good plays. So this thing was coming down, and we were selling off deep discount. Like this thing just it's just been crumbling for or Wednesday basically, and then it just sold off. It sold off all throughout Wednesday, and then it sold off throughout London on Friday, right? And then we came down and we took out significant sell side. Look at this right here, guys. That's a big level. That's daily sell side as well. That's a huge liquidity pool that it's taken out right there. And price takes out a big liquidity pool. Typically, what's it going to do? It's going to revert. It's going to revert to its mean. It's going to revert to internal range liquidity, which is exactly what it did here. Okay, when it takes out a big liquidity pool like that. All right. So that's what we see. So you can see price is selling off here. London or Asian session highs is intact. The liquidity is still there, and it's immediately selling off, taking out Asian session lows. It's selling off, selling off, selling off, selling off, selling off, all throughout London session into London kill zone. And then right here, after taking out that significant sell side, it has a shift in market structure right there. It comes up, strong close above that short-term high, fair value up confirmation. I have a confirmed log setup. So then I took this up into this buy side up above, as you can see right here. Look, we have relative equal highs up above right here. It comes up, cleans it out with ease. So I banked on London with that reversal play on USD CAD, really clean follow through. Now coming into New York, as I established the game plan with my mentees, what I said was, okay, come news, I want to see this thing clean out these lows after news, and then we'll look for a deeper reversal within that range, because the thing is, it's still in a deep discount. We still have internal range liquidity up above. It's going to want to have a deeper reversal within this range likely, and we've taken out significant higher time frame sell side. So if news pushes this thing lower, which we understand a lot of times, the first run from news is a fake run. It drives it lower to take out this sell side that it created in London. It takes that liquidity. I understand that, because wait for liquidity, you'll be liquidity, right? We waited for that liquidity, take it, boom. Has a nice reaction. It creates this imbalance right here. But I still need a close above a short-term high, all right? And it ends up giving it, as you can see a little bit later, after you get that close above the short-term high, it's good for a long setup. And then I can look for it to come up to seek this buy setup above, which is what I did. So it gave me a pullback right here because I needed a pullback to enter in regards to giving me the proper risk reward. It gives me a pullback, and then I targeted this buy setup above. It cleans it out with ease, and so I banked on London and I banked in New York on this thing. Just really clean reversal play all around. Really clean respect for its levels. So that's what we saw. Now I had USD JPY right here. So USD JPY, it sold off all throughout London session, all the way into New York, and it's in a deep discount when it's doing this, of course. It's taking out significant sell side but also the daily chart. Like it is like it's still playing around with that daily bullish order block right here as well. It completely rebalanced this daily price action right here, this daily imbalance. We took out daily sell side recently. Like it is in a deep discount, selling off day after day. So we have it in a deep discount here. Start off all throughout London, as I said, and coming to New York, like this thing just drove into a deeper discount. It took out that sell side that it created in London right here. So you see how I had like this little lethargic push in London? It essentially created that sell side just to take that sell side and to push lower right here. We clean that out and look right here. We get this fair value gap confirmation. We get that strong close, which is right here. Short-term high, strong close above it right there. It's kind of hard to see, but it is a short-term high. It closed above it right here. And at that point, it's a confirmed buy setup. Like I already had the fair value gap. I now have the strong close. And then I was looking for, like, my objective on this was to see it clean out this buy side. It couldn't reach it. I still made money on the play, but it didn't hit my full objective, right? So that's what we had on the play. And then USD CHF gave a decent move. Didn't quite hit my full objective, but it got pretty damn close. But I made money on it. It was a reversal play in New York. See how this it came down, and like it sold off all throughout London, and then it drove the thing lower, cleaned out the sell side, and came down to higher time frame. This higher time frame level right here. Look, daily sell side right there. That's a very big level of support right there that it came down and it cleaned out. It's in a deep discount. Been selling off for a good while here. Huge major level, and you can see go to lower time frame here. News drops this thing lower just into a deeper discount. And you can see it cleans it out. Big level, deep discount. And of course, we're going to be looking for that reaction now. It has a nice little push up. Gets that close above the short-term. Look right here. See how that candle closed above that short-term high? And then it provides the fair value gap. And then we get a little pullback into a discount right here. Look at my cursor. Comes down into that bullish order block support. And then if it gives you an opportunity to get in. It did actually have a little fair value gap right here as well, but I didn't even notice that one when it was happening. And it was kind of in that consolidation. There really wasn't a lot of conviction there yet. And this is where we actually got that conviction. And it's like that elephant jumping in that small pool. It's like ICT uses that analogy. It is a big money, like that big money showing that footprint. They step in and say, hey, we're ready to send this thing higher, right? And then it pulls back, gives you an opportunity. And then my target on this was this buy side right here. It didn't quite reach it, but I made money on the play. And that was that. So I actually see a lot of this stuff in New York. Like I had, it was decent follow through, but a lot of it didn't hit my full objective, which is fine. And then some people might be like, well, isn't that bad risk reward? No, that's just me following the plan. Okay, I'm not going to hold through New York close. I'm not going to hold through the weekend. And again, I know my shit works. I know my stuff works. I've tested my stuff. I've traded successfully. Like, well, I mean, of course, it's a new strategy, and I just started trading this strategy this year, but you saw January, banger. You saw February, banger. And of course, I have the countless months before that where it's performed. Now, it's actually, overall this year with my strategy, it's performed better than my back-tested results, okay? My back, like, it's performing better because, and you got to think, like, right now, like, people are, like, you're seeing me put up these crazy numbers month after month so far this year, right? Now, I'm going to have some bad months. It's coming. Believe me, it's coming. I'm going to have some red months. Just due for it. But so far, like January, incredible. February, incredible. And the thing is, I'm trading smaller size than I did with the back-tested data. I'm trading smaller size right now than I did back then. If I was trading, because I'm doing 0.5% on the risk, okay? In the data, I had 1% set. If I was doing that, like I would have double these results. Like that is, I mean, think about that. Think about that. And so that's why, like, I'm not worried about slow months because I've already made up for it for the hot months. Like the hot months make up for the slow, because I'm going to have those slow times, guys. I'm going to have those times just like this week. Like there's going to be months where it's like that, right? Where it's like, oh my God, what's this follow through, right? That's part of trading. It's a part of the game. It's part of the business. And anybody who tells you that you can avoid those times is full of shit. All right, they're lying to you. All right, but I can afford to tell you the truth because I'm already rich. All right, I don't need your fucking money. I can tell you how it is. You're going to have slow times. You're going to have times where it's like nothing is working. That's trading. Welcome to the game. whenever you have like those strong times, those times where it's like, there's times to build and there's times to survive. Those times where it's build, you rack it up, you rack it up, you rack it up, rack it up. So you can kind of take it easy. You can take your foot off the gas a little bit. You could just, you're executing your setups as you normally would, right? But you're going to have drawdowns, you got those losing streaks, but you don't break a sweat because you understand, hey, I got that long-term perspective, baby. I know I'm coming out on top. I know if I keep executing long term, it's going to keep, the hot times are going to roll back around. So yeah, it's a slow time. Cool. It's a part of trading. I understand it's a part of trading, but I understand I keep executing. I'm coming out on top. That's how the professional operates. What the beginner will do is they're hit just like I got hit with last week with literally just a couple losing days. You're like, oh my gosh, my strategy doesn't work. It doesn't work. I hit 3 losses in a row. I'm going to go back to YouTube. I'll look for a 99% win rate strategy. You guys, you're never going to avoid that. That's what a lot of you want. You're trying to avoid, and it's not going to work. You got to embrace it. You got to embrace it as a part of the business. Because if you don't, you're never going to make it. I don't know how to put it any more bluntly. I don't know how to be even more straightforward. You got to embrace it, right? That's why I do this, and I will never stop being transparent. The second I stop being transparent and talk about this side of the business is the second I sold out. So and most people, they won't tell you this. Most people, they won't tell you this side of the business because they got courses, because my message is not pretty. It ain't fucking pretty. All right. Me telling you this, it doesn't, I don't make course sales. I don't make mentorship sales. I don't give a fuck. All right. I'm here to help you succeed. I'm here to put you on the right path. And adopting this mindset is going to get you that point. And that's what matters. There's very few people that are really going to receive my message. All right. But the ones that do, they're going to make it. If they really grasp if you really grasp what I tell you, you really adopt what I tell you, you're on the right path. Okay. And then there's a large percentage of people that aren't ready. They're going to go back to, the Furu. Flipping is $100 account, 100% win rate to $1 million in a month, right? That's a large group of people. They're not ready yet. Okay. And a lot of them will never be ready. That's just the cold hard truth. The cold hard truth. A lot of people are just going to stay in that mind frame. Okay. So, end of rant. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. Hopefully you got some value out of it. And I'll catch you later.